Ashen Rising Stars. They've decided they're going to have a bat. That coin toss was brought to you by BioStraff. Let's get up to Vinny Sandu, who's waiting for you in the commentary box.
Thank you, Michael, and thanks also to Strath for their support of European cricket. And yeah, BioStraff is a great product. Check it out, biostraff.com. And all right, here we've got a match on our hands. Ashen Rising Stars versus the Koln Challengers. I feel like we just left you. And eventually we worked it out. Kerno in the chat says, so here we go. Episode 2, The Phantom Menace. And well, got a few players to watch from last time. They're right back in action again. We're hitting Ryan. He's been resuscitated. And he's out there in the field now. It's exactly 0 minutes to recover from that last game. He ran a bit over time due to the, well, plenty of reasons really. So let's see if the sequel's as good as the original. It's going to be Aravind Muthusubramanian to open the bowling. Well, what do you think of that one? So just to clarify, now it's been explained, and these things happen so quickly. The issue were just making sure that the totals were correct, and there was a target of 81 required, but there were actually not 1 but 2 runs short in the opening stages of the 10th over in that last game. That's where the confusion came from. This one's short and pulled away. Reddy gets a boundary here. So it's a nice start for the Rising Stars captain, who'll be keen to atone for the loss in the last game. Yeah, so here we were thinking they had the winning runs with the ball, firstly with 2 balls to go, and then with 1 ball to go. But in the end, the communication was there were 2 runs were short. In the first ball, the 10th over, and the third. The third actually had a run out, so they scored absolutely 0 runs off that. Steve McVeigh would have been happy with that. But also the first run, or first ball of the over, which they ran 2, was only 1. So that's what happened. This one's over the top. It's not going to carry to the third man. A deep backward point, really. It'll just be a single. And so, yeah, apologies to everyone that we're still working out in real time what was going on. But yeah, 1 short. I don't see it at really any level as much as I've seen it in European cricket. It's just a matter of making sure your bat goes over the line. This is nicely struck by Kataria. And well, it's also a no ball. We'll have a look at this. And well, it's a beautiful shot. And I think it's going to be a free hit. This may have been a back foot no ball. Have a look at his back foot here. Yeah, and I think it was. That's a good call by the umpire. And so it's going to be a free hit as well. So that's costly. And you can't touch that sideline with your back foot. It's one of the quirks of the laws of cricket. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd probably just have a front foot rule. I wouldn't worry about the back foot. I think it's a lot for the umpire to keep their eye on, but that is the law. But yeah, apologies to those of you who were confused. I was one of them.
Yep, I was one too.
Oh, Michael's back. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Here we go. Which one gets through him?
Just when I did the toss for this game, and then had to get a drink and just give myself a couple of moments as you open up the first few balls.
Yeah, so just to clarify, so the target was 81. Because the target was, I thought it was going to be 82, but it was 81 because there was 1 run short in the first innings that we found out about after everything was checked. This one's a misfield. Well, you can run as many as you like here. I'll just come back for 2 in the end. Kataria comes back. And yeah, so the target was 81. And so there was 1 run short in the first innings we had to contend with, and there were 2 short runs in the last over off separate deliveries. And that's why the scores were tied.
He was so busy running his partners out, Narayan, and he forgot that he needed to run the bat in himself. I don't
know if it was harder to count the short runs or the amount of people that Rohit Narayan ran out during the innings.
He ran out 4 in the end, we make it.
This is beautifully whipped away by Kataria. Let's give me another boundary. So Ashen Rising Stars, I think that stung them, that loss. They've come out with some purpose, and it's the second boundary off the first over here in match 16.
Yes, well, we do need to remember that loss came from the fact that they were 39 for 6 after 7 overs. And I think they they're going to be eager to prove that they're a much better team than that. And they'd shown us in these first 4 games of the tournament, including beating the favourites for the competition, MSC Frankfurt, that they are a much better team than that. So for my 2 cents, for what it's worth, I've got a feeling that a bit of a stung Rising Stars are going to come out here and prove a bit of a point, and that the challengers could be in for a difficult time of it. Umpire having a quick inspection, saying, yep, that looks like a round white Kookaburra ball. Have it back, Nikhil. Patel on to bowl the second over. Took 1 for 15 off his 2 overs when these teams met just now.
Cut away nicely, but he finds the fielder at point. Just trying to spot him right in the field. There he is there, actually, fielding that one. And, well, I'm sure he'd be thrilled about his performance in the last game. But
I tell you what,
big Maximo, that's one that broke the back, though. If it wasn't for that, I think they were still in trouble. Comes across the line. Well, it's a bit of confusion here. He's got to hustle, but he'll get there. It was a poor throw. Couldn't get anything on it. It was from an awkward position. So, Reddy gets home.
Yeah, it needed a better throw than that to run him out there. It was that 6 in the final over, which at that time, based on the information that was had, everyone thought that was the winning moment. The game had a few more twists left in it. The Rising Stars now with 3 wins from 5 after that defeat. It's a big win for Cologne, because they were the only winless team left in the competition of those in Group A. Erding and Boosters have 1 win from 6.
There goes leg side again. And then we'll get through for a single.
Now
Rummy's rather saying the beauty of the ECN format. If you're fuming over a loss and want revenge, no worries. Just wait 10 minutes. You'll get a chance. You didn't even have to wait 10 minutes here. It was about 3.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. The game ended. I ran out onto the field to do the toss with the 2 captains. We ran straight back. And the openers had to pad up incredibly quickly. And out we go.
Patel. Cut away. Again, finds the fielder, no run.
Yeah, this is a good start from Rising Stars. Eager to remind us of why they've been so good until that disappointing batting effort. And that's really what's cost them that game. It's not the bowlers.
Yeah.
Bowlers bowled pretty well.
This is mistimed. This gets back to Patel. No run again.
You know, you think of that run chase. So the first over of the innings from Ahmed Sherzad went for 14. But apart from that, pretty tight. You keep a team to 81 for 8 in T10. You expect to win most of the time.
It's been much tighter over here in the second. Goes over the offside. More of a thick outside edge than anything else. Now we'll get back for a double. And it's the end of the second over. Only 4 runs off that one after a very expensive opener. Went for 18. And after 2 overs, it's 22 for no loss.
The other thing I'd say, if that's whetted your appetite for a close game, because that is our first genuinely close game with the 15 completed, is my nose says we're going to get quite a few tomorrow, because you've got the Bayer Erding and Boosters against the Cologne Challengers. Now, Bayer Erding and Boosters have 1 win from 6 so far. The Challengers have that win they've just got. That's their only win from 5. So those two are scrapping it out to avoid being the first team to go home, because if you finish 5th, you don't make the quarterfinals. Only the top 4 get to that stage. And then we've got the Aachen Rising Stars against VfB Gelsenkirchen. And I make it that those two are of a pretty similar ability level as well.
Yeah,
I think they're sort of fighting for second behind MSC Frankfurt. So I think on just basis of how we've seen these sides shape up, the 2 double headers tomorrow,
I think second place will be crucial as well.
Yeah.
It can make for a much easier path to the finals. See Ayush Sharma coming on for the 3rd over, starts with a wide. Yeah, and also we saw the importance of finishing in the top 2 if you can in Czech Republic last week, because we had quarterfinals they washed out. So effectively only the top 2 in each group, not the top 4, really got a chance to play in finals, because we lost all our quarterfinals to weather. So I think we'll see some fascinating cricket tomorrow. Make sure you join us. And yeah, 4 matches every day, Mondays to Saturdays on the European Cricket Network. And, you know, we passed the 1,000 game mark. Did you know that now on ECN? 1,000 games. Incredible stuff.
It's a lot of cricket. We were talking the other day about the 24-hour-a-thon. I still think there's something in there. 48-hour-a-thon, 24 game-a-thon.
This is good length, and I think that's about where you need to be to Kataria.
Just get all the teams together.
Yeah.
Two and a
Post-COVID,
half
I think
days.
we'll do this one.
Yep.
T10 Cricketathon.
Yep.
ECN
All for
T10
charity.
ECN T10 Marathon coming soon.
Get the sponsors involved.
Oh, yeah.
Amount per 6.
Driven down the pitch, and this is going to be fielded by Naresh Kumar. Wasn't he in some great catching form? I thought for a second he was in danger of breaking a record. Madufa Fernando took 5 catches in an innings, which is a record. He took 4 in the first 3.5 overs. Didn't get another one. Did get a couple of wickets though. So his contribution was really important. Ended up going for a golden duck.
Can you guess how his game ended? Oh no,
golden duck.
No, yeah,
That's
you
right,
said
I
it
was
just as the thought
I'm
game.
one of the few people that knew most of what was going on. Nobody knew exactly what was going on. Here's the next one. Bit short. Punch through the leg side. I'll get 1. Might think about 2. I'm kind of taking their time to get it in, but it was a good throw in the end. Probably good they didn't go. In the end, they'll just get a single.
To be honest, if you're a Cologne Challengers player, there is, and your name isn't Rohit Narayanan, there's a 50% chance your game ended being run out by Rohit Narayanan.
That's true. Oh, gee, tell you what, that was lucky. I mean, maybe it was skillful. I don't know. It's a big risk to take for 2, which is what he's going to get.
Well, he likes the cheeky shots, Sagar Kataria.
Well, this was going to be game over if he missed this. He's given all his stumps up and then just deflected away at the last moment. He was very, very fortunate to get away with it. Have a look at this one. This is going one way. It was crashed into the off stump, but in the end, innovatively worked away for 2 runs. Right off the Q end of the mat this time. It's going nowhere fast. It's the end of the power play. After 3 overs, the Aachen Rising Stars are 27 for no loss.
Yes, it's a much more solid start than anything they managed in the first game. They were 39 for 6 off 7, and that's what really went on to cost them. Good recovery late on, led by Fahim Jan, and then a bit of hitting from Javed Khan. That's a pretty solid start. 18 from the first, a couple of quiet ones since, but Rising Stars will be relatively pleased by where they are now. Sriram Gurumurti is going to come on with his very flighted, lolloping, medium pace spinners. He's a hard bowler to describe. There's a bit of the grenade type aspect about him. He certainly gives it plenty of flight. Can push the odd one through. He's going to be bowling to Reddy. Out of the power play now, so they can push 5 back. They've got no protection behind square either side, so can't bowl short.
Goes and gets this one from outside off stump. There's a man. Deep square leg, as you mentioned. There's 3 out there on the leg side. Deep square leg, deep wicket long on. So nobody inside the circle on the leg side. That's in front of square leg.
Yeah, a bit of a hedging the bats field, the classic field for a slower bowler. 5 out, cover more often than those 3 out on the leg side, as you mentioned.
Reversage. Well, Gurumurti not falling for it.
Well, Gurumurti just stuck to his lines and lengths. Kataria unable to make contact. It might look a bit brainless, but there is logic to it.
Goes after this one. How much has he got? He's got a fair bit of it, and it's gone all the way. Maximo! 6 runs. Well, again, chances his arm.
Well, he looks very good when he plays conventionally, Sagar Kataria. He's got all the tricks in the book, but he's also got a nice straight blade when he needs to. Just coming back to that reverse, you know, they've got short backward point, and that's the only fielder behind square on the offside.
This one he goes leg side, goes over the square leg. Probably look for 2 here. Pulls up. Again, outfield not quite as slow as it has been. Still wouldn't call it lightning fast. They get back for 2.
Yeah, Kataria knows that behind square the wicket on either side, if he can get the ball down there at any pace, he's going to get at least 2, if not 4.
Look at this reverse, you see. It wasn't quite there. It's a premeditated shot. It's entertaining stuff, but it is a risk. And you often find when you miscue it, it goes to one of those players in the circle. So now it's a fair bit to get it over the infield.
They've brought up deep cover, gone for a deep backward square leg, so his antics have caused the field to change.
His offside might be out, and he spilled it. Oh, well, and it forced a change in approach. He backed away, and he tried to hit it, and guess who it is? Narayanan. Well, they've just resuscitated him. And now he's right back in the action, and this is the second one he spilled today.
Yeah, if you wear sunglasses like he's got, you've got to be taking catches. Those are some very loud sunglasses.
Borrowed Stevie Wonder sunglasses, I think. And this one goes straight. Doesn't quite have what it takes to get to the boundary, does it? Oh, it does. It's just overrun it there, Naresh Kumar, who's fielded very well today. But just misjudging it on the bounce. He overran it, and the result is 4 more runs to Kataria.
Yeah, just couldn't slow himself down or get the dive in.
Actually, pardon me, it's Varun Reddy. They hit that one down the ground, but regardless, it's 40 and Rising Stars after 4 overs, 41 for no loss. And, well, the ECC, we're so excited about that. And Portugal, we've seen some cricket from there recently, and they'll be one of the teams competing in the ECC in September, Michael.
Yeah, they're the lowest ranked team in the ECC. Cricket there dates back to the Peninsular War when English troops were encamped in Lisbon. And the game between teams from Porto and Lisbon was played almost every year since 1861 as the Carnation Revolution brought Portuguese people back from Goa, of course bringing cricket with them. More recently, Portugal, in fact, were losing semi-finalists in the 1997 European Nations Cup, defeated unexpectedly by France. And there has been a few sort of attempts to bring European cricketing nations together before in drifts and drabs, but nothing like what we're going to see in mid-September. This is proper competition. 15 teams from all across the continent. England representative side, Scotland and Netherlands A there, amongst others.
Sharma continues his second and final over.
I think he'd made it home despite the direct hit.
This one, good bit of fielding though.
Slid the bat in, yeah, it's fine. Almost past the stumps, which is always a clue. Good first over from Sharma, only conceded 5. Looking to replicate that now. Won't, given that the 81 for 8 they scored was their highest in the tournament so far.
This one goes up and away, but how far has it gone? Maximo! 6 more. This one was dropped in the dugout, but it didn't matter. And Muhammad Aziz tries to catch out his captain. Instead, he puts it down, and he put 6 runs more down for the Rising Stars. And this one, a bit short. Didn't catch up with it. Still looks... I mentioned, I think they got 80 actually was their final score in the previous match, as it was reduced after the one short was discovered. This one was off the glove.
So Ashen Rising Stars posting 80 for 9, but the Cologne Challengers run chase of 81 for 9
gotcha.
was their best effort of the tournament so far.
Good point. This one goes for it. I don't think he's quite got it though. Fielder goes back and he takes the catch. Now, the Challengers catching has been a feature of their play here on day 4. And once more, we see a chance given and a chance taken. And again, you thought this one might leave the building. Reddy is a good striker of the ball. And the fielder went back and pounched it.
Yeah, this has been a big improvement today from the Challengers in terms of their fielding. It's been key to their improvement.
Gitaluri with a catch at deep mid wicket. Holds on. And Reddy goes for 20. The score now is 48 for 1.
They need to pin them back. The point I was going to make is that was the Cologne Challengers' best batting performance of the tournament. So if they're chasing a lot more than that this time, they really won't fancy themselves.
Qatari on strike. He almost nicks one behind. So they just needed something to get him back into the game, didn't they? The Challengers. New batsman out there is Azam Tamorai.
Just to give a bit of context to that, 49 for 8, 40 for 6 off 7, 66 for 5. 55 for 4 with their 4 previous efforts before that successful run chase, so they're not a strong batting team by any stretch.
And Tamorai goes big, but it's in this direction as well. This might be another catching chance, and he holds on again. Well, Gidaluri, giddy up. He gets 2 catches. And all happening in the 5th over. Both openers are gone. Kataria holds out. And the game, well, can change so fast it'll make your head spin. It's 48 for 2.
That is a great catch. A really good catch. He's had to come in about 10 yards off the mid-wicket rope, then move 10 yards around to his left. There is a little bit of a breeze that it's swirled around in. And it's a big wicket. Sagar Kataria, the top run scorer in this competition so far, gone for 26 off 17. But they've got a fair bit left, the Rising Stars. Out comes Fahim Jan, the only man that really stood up for them when these two teams met moments ago. 28 off 16 for them in that meeting. He's got plenty of time here. He is their best 6 hitter. Halfway point reached.
Yeah, halfway through. 48 on the ball, but those 2 wickets just meaning 2 new batsmen in the crease. Neither have faced a ball yet. And 6 over will begin and will be Fahim Jan on strike. Worked away, cautious start. Just taking his time to get in tomorrow. I think he was safely home. We find this here. Yeah, uncomfortably, but what's the approach from here? They keep swinging. I know both these teams love to do that. It will concern them though, the way their last innings panned out. They ran out of resources towards the end. This means Azam tomorrow will face up for the first time. And well, don't we love these topsy-turvy contests? Cosmic Nana settled in. Tea in hand to watch this one. Hope you're having a great day, Nana. This could be another catch. And, well, this time he holds on. Well, he's a dead man walking. Hitting Narayanan. This time, he does it. The man in the shades. And he got up and away. He turned off gravity. Have a look at this from Gurumurthy. Just floated it wider. To Morai, having to go at the first ball he faces. And up and away. He grabbed it. It was still on the way up. Narayanan, he's been a hero twice in the last half an hour. 3rd wicket down. It's 49 for 3.
Well, he's dropped 2 catches at backward point. We said he's got to take a good one to justify those sunglasses. He's finally done so. And that's another really good breakthrough. And it all changes so quickly. So 2 catches from Gidaluri, 1 from Narayanan. As in Tamorai gone for a golden quacker. Fahim Jan needs a new partner. And he gets it in the form of a man who's only batted twice in the tournament so far and only scored 4 runs in those 2 innings. Ahmed Aziz. It will be Aziz facing up.
Work down a single and bring up the 50, but it's been hard work. As we saw them lose 3 wickets. Well, only 1 run was added to the total.
Yep, blink and it all changes in the ECS. 48 without loss. And then suddenly, 7 balls later, 49 for 3.
Ahmed Aziz out there. Gets off the mark immediately. This is hit powerfully. And well, he could just about... I think he might have stopped this. This is great effort. And well, I thought for a second this has gone 3 for 4. And get Lurie. He's been in the game, hasn't he? Let me have a look at this one. He misses it. But then Naresh Kumar, it's good thinking by him. And I think that didn't actually bounce on the rope.
It's an amazing diving effort.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure if it touches the rope though. See, here's the... I know it's over the rope. You see how it bounces? It may have just bounced on the rope, but it may not have, you see? So if it hasn't actually bounced on the rope or touched the rope, then it's a fair stop. So that's what's been adjudicated. We had a good look at that one. And so, yeah, that's fair enough. Because you see how the ball was just bobbling? So even though it was over the rope, it didn't touch the rope. And because he came from inside.
As long as the fielder as well, of course, isn't in contact with the rope.
Yeah, but he's not. You see, he takes off from here. See? So I think that's fine. Anyway, this one's not fine if you're a Koln challenger because it's been deposited over the mid-wicket boundary for 6. Maximo! Well, Fahim Jan picking up where he left off in the last game, and he gets his first 6 of match 16.
Yep, he's their best hitter, showing us again why if you bowl, even if it's outside off stump to him, it's in that very full slot. Loves that slog sweep across the line. Finds it perfectly well.
Into
End
the
of
over.
sixth then.
Yeah, 58 for 3 after 6, and 6 over check-in time. No reason you can't go 10-0 from here with Fahim Jan at the crease. 10s have taken to 98, so they could still be hopeful of posting 100 here. And 4 overs remaining, so time to get a move on. Mohamed Aziz, see what he can deliver for the Aachen Rising Stars. Trying to avenge their loss. And with that loss, probably their chances, well, actually definitely their chances of topping the table, but they'll be wanting to establish themselves in second place. They need some all good performances to do that, starting with a revenge win over the challengers here in match 16. We have Naresh Kumar coming into the attack for the first time in the 7th over. He bowled very well back in match 15, didn't he, Michael?
Yeah, it was excellent in the 1 over that he was given. Conceded just 6 and picked up a wicket. It's deliveries like that are why. We can start to confirm how the table looks now. So MSC Frankfurt are locked into top spot.
We'll use the hand on this one for a wide.
So they have lived up to their billing as favourites. 1 defeat to the Aachen Rising Stars, but 7 wins from 8, so they're top. VfB Gelsenkirchen and the Aachen Rising Stars are in a fight for second. Aachen with 3 wins from 5 so far, playing their 6th game as we speak.
On the wind there.
Meanwhile, VfB Gelsenkirchen with 3 wins out of 4. Those two will meet in a double header that is basically becoming a second place playoff tomorrow. And then we've effectively got a playoff place for 4th spot to avoid going home at the earliest possible opportunity.
In the air, but it's not going to carry. He thinks about a big throw, but decides I'll hold on to that one.
The Bayer Erdogan Boosters have just 1 win from 6 so far in the competition. And the Cologne Challengers have 1 win from 5 and are playing their 6th game. So that's how the table groups, and it's actually set up a really exciting pair of fixtures tomorrow.
He goes for this one and gets plenty of it. Oh, this one, he's taken him down to Pound Town. Maximo! 6 more runs. And well, Fahim Jan, he just loves hitting sixes.
Well, he loves it full on his pads, and Naresh Kumar made that mistake. You can see it thuds into that post. I think the umpires might have to check on the condition of the ball, and they are having a good look at it right now. If it hadn't have hit
the flagpole,
that big flagpole, it would have gone a lot further.
Should get €1 million for hitting that flagpole. That's very difficult to do. Couldn't do that again if you tried. Anyway, Naresh Kumar, he's seen about everything today. Oh, I'll tell you what, Jan's after him. That one wasn't there. It was actually clever bowling to put in a little bit shorter outside off stump. Jan wasn't quite where he wanted it, was it?
Yeah, that's a good area to Fahim Jan. We haven't really seen him hit well through the offside when it's been short and out there. Might be his Achilles heel.
Yeah, this one will be fine. Well, it's called a wide.
Well, I'm laughing because Fahim Jan was briefly frustrated he didn't make contact, and then I think he realised it was probably a good thing.
You see, I like this interpretation because I know some people will say, well, he put it...
Oh, he's not wide at it?
No, it was a wide.
Oh, yeah,
it was a wide. See, I like hard wides. I think that's your area, and you can always just bowl at the stumps if the batsman does that. Get different interpretations. We get some of this, but it's gone nowhere. How's it going to leap out? Just going to loop over the fielder, Abdul Aziz. Well, haven't we seen some action today? In the end, it'll just be a single.
Well, I said that's the area to Fahim Jan. Short outside the off stump. It's nowhere near as convincing as when it's full or anyone near his pads.
Wow. You know what? My heart's still recovering. It's probably another wide.
Yes.
Now they probably get a bye here. Well, 2 wides make that. It might be again. That would have been out if probably picked that up and thrown it. Oh, I tell you what, they can have a steadying drink. Pity the bars are closed tonight.
Forgotten the excitement of a really properly close.
If he picks this up and hits, it's probably out. You know.
Yeah, agreed. And it was good to get a close one in because I anticipate we're going to get a few tomorrow on the same day. The way the fixtures stack up.
It goes over the leg side. And we'll come back for 2. So we'll finish the 7th over. After 7 overs, it is 73 for the loss of 3. And well, we've got more cricket coming your way tomorrow. As always, on the ECN network, we've got 4 matches starting at 7 a.m. GMT, which is 9 o'clock in Central Europe, and 12:30 p.m. in India. And tomorrow we'll see 2 mini-series. And well, it'll be our final 2 matches of Group A. Koln Challengers, I'll be back on the rack. First up tomorrow morning against the Bayer Erdingen Boosters. Well, that is really a battle for survival between those 2 teams. Then in the afternoon, we'll see VfB Gelsenkirchen versus the Aachen Rising Stars. And that could very well determine who finishes second and who finishes third in the group, Michael. So plenty to look forward to. We certainly hope all our viewers join us tomorrow morning.
Yes, it's a second place playoff and then a 4th place playoff. That's the easiest way to think of it. Now, there's going to be slight permutations relating to net run rate, who's in the better position coming into those games. I can run you through those now.
It's in the air. Well, this one should be caught. Who's after it? Well, they can raffle it. And it's gone straight through the fingers. Oh, dear me. This one wasn't one of the harder ones. It's Santosh Marthi, I think. He's at short mid-wicket. And look, it was high. But having said that,
you expect that to be caught,
yeah,
even in club cricket.
And he just found himself in the slightly wrong place.
Didn't even lay hands on it, I don't think.
Went straight through the middle of those hands. Well, at least his fingers will be okay. Mr. Subramanian, probably not particularly impressed with that. They get a single. There's more work here for the fielder. Marthi's after it. This time they'll get 2.
Now with the Aachen Rising Stars putting what looks like a very good score on the board, given the Cologne Challengers struggles with the bat, let's work off the guesstimate assumption that the Rising Stars do get revenge and win this game. We're going to have a playoff to stay in the tournament effectively tomorrow, to not finish bottom of Group A, between the Bayer Erdingen Boosters and the Cologne Challengers. Both teams will have 1 win from 6 so far. Yep. So if either team wins both games, they take it. And if both teams win 1 each, could well come down to net run rate.
This one's in the air. This is a catching chance. It's that same man again. He's had to make a lot of ground. Just a bit slow getting going, wasn't he? Akhil Gidaluri on this occasion. He already has 2 catches in the innings. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. Mentioning the challenges, I mean, don't count out. They could easily win this game and have 2 wins.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
although
possible.
Even if they get 2 wins, doesn't actually change the fact that if either side win both of the head-to-head, they take it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's more from a position if they do split their games tomorrow.
Correct.
With the Boosters. This is a good, fast, full delivery.
Now, as for the other pair, it's coming later, that's effectively a 2nd place playoff. Let's assume that the Rising Stars do manage to get their revenge here. The Rising Stars will go into that with 4 wins from 6. And Gelsenkirchen will come into it with 3 wins from 6. So the Rising Stars will have the upper hand in the deck of cards if they can win this game.
This one's hit pretty well. And well, Naresh Kumar will go back, but he's not going to get anywhere near this. Bang! Bounces off the sight screen. Maximal, 6 runs.
It's a big shot. Fahim Jan's doing it again. 28 off 16 earlier on. Now even quicker. 28 off 10. I'm having to check on the condition of the ball here. So actually, the equation for both teams is quite similar in a sense. Whichever team wins this game gets the upper hand in their playoff tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. Where he gets plenty of this, and he's timed the absolute cover off this. And that one, you'll never find it. Don't even bother. Come back to us, Akhil. That's Maximal, 6 more. What a way to finish the 8th over. They move up to 90. After 8 overs, it's 90 for 3.
Well, one day they're going to decide to expand this indoor school and make it even bigger. And when they do, they might well end up chopping down all of that forest and bush away at deep mid-wicket. And I think when they do, they're going to find about 100 of our white Kookaburra ECS balls, and we've lost yet another in there. Just 2 overs left, and the Aachen Rising Stars already 10 above the target that they set that was chased down on the final ball so dramatically a few moments ago. They'll want to head into that pair of games with Gelsenkirchen tomorrow with the upper hand. If they win this game, they'll have 4 wins to Gelsenkirchen's 3, meaning that a 1 each split from their double-header tomorrow will give them 2nd spot. couldn't have really shaped up a better way for this pool to finish, particularly given the double-header nature of these fixtures. Sitting very deep in his crease here, Aziz.
Isn't he? Cosmic Nana asking if there's some magical creatures inside that bush. Good question. Start the 9th over though. Starts with a wide. Taken a few of those, haven't we?
I like that from Aziz though. That was sensible cricket.
Yeah.
Jumped inside the line.
I think inside the line, even though you maybe increase the chance of getting LBW or something like that, but at least you got more behind the ball.
And you can take the wides.
Yeah, you take those wides. Sneak past the leg stump for sure. Straight through the legs this time.
Not sure what mode of dismissal they're appealing for.
I don't know. Maybe it should be a rule if you go straight through your legs, you're out automatically.
They're appealing for LBW?
Scissored out. I think it maybe hurt it. Maybe it might have flicked a leg. Now here's our friend, the robot lawnmower. Now look at him. Come back to live action for a second as the next one's up in the air. Well, it might be a catch. He's right back in the correct position. He takes a 3rd catch of the innings. Well, outstanding work by Gidaluri. This time there was no mistake. He's had plenty of work out there. And tell you what, his fielding has been brilliant. And so many of these Koln challengers can hold their heads high. And it was a pretty good shot by Muhammad Aziz. He tried to go over the boundary, but he just fell a couple of metres short. Gidaluri takes his 3rd catch of the innings. 4th wicket goes down. It's 91 for 4.
Their fielding really has improved today, the challengers. It really cost them in their first 4 games of the competition. Today they've caught much, much better. And it's made such a difference when you hold on to those tough catches and get players out before they really become too dangerous.
Yeah, well, if you want to know what the ECN robot does,
I've got a
in their
bit of
spare time, it's,
got a bit of info for you on the robot lawnmower.
Yeah, go on. Can't wait. I just want to watch this 24 hours a day. It's hit hard down the ground.
Are you familiar with the concept of gonna come? No, Jan has the 2 turned down.
This will be good.
Classic big
Robot
old
chat with Michael McCann.
From
Let's
the
go.
Are you familiar with the concept of ASMR?
No idea what you're talking about.
So it's sort of, Steve Smith's actually talked about this. So he likes to sleep by listening to the rain. It's like a sort of soothing sound.
Okay. All right. Now I don't know where you're going with this. Continue.
So a lot of people actually, because you mentioned wanting to watch it, it's almost hypnotic in its regularity. So that's the concept of ASMR. A lot of people actually listen to ASMR of a lawnmower trundling along in the background to help them sleep. So it's a sort of new sleep thing people use, help get them to bed at night. It just reminded me of when he said that.
Well, this is just wide of the infielder.
In this increasingly uncertain world, you can know that the lawnmower is just trotting along in the background. Now, you were asking if you decided to go sunbathing on that far part of the ground, which, to be honest, I don't think you'd have much luck sunbathing in Krefeld. So we've got the last ball of the night. Jan on 35 not out. Probably eyeing his first DCS 50, I reckon.
Hits this pretty well. Well, I feel like he'll probably get 4 here, and he will. And this is a nice shot. This is where it needed to be hit as well. It was a big gap, an extra cover. See there, just throwing his hands through that one, getting it over cover all the way to the boundary. So, wow, this score is being lifted now. It's getting a little bit out of control, you feel, for the challengers. Score now after 9. It's 97 for 4.
Yeah,
a few people asking what happens if is it 5 if it hits the robot lawnmower. And someone said probably because it doesn't belong to the fielding team. Summon Alaya says I'd just call dead ball. There might not be a ball because it might just churn it up. Imagine if the robot lawnmower. What do you do?
It would have to go sort of underneath
it. Goes under the
and it's got
lawnmower,
quite a narrow gap.
And then which part of the ball? Is there any part of the ball you can run the batsman out with? There we go. Let's give him a name. Come on, put it out in the chat. What should we call the robot lawnmower? Oh, I'll come back and watch the cricket then. Fine. Start of the 10th over. Don't know how this is missed. But he doesn't connect.
I'm throwing waffles out there.
Go on. I want to hear. What are we going to call the robot lawnmower?
Waffles.
Waffles? Why do you want to call them waffles?
I don't know. Just a fun name to say, isn't it? Waffles.
Michael's not allowed to enter the competition. I'm putting it in the chat.
Oh no, we want a viewer to pick it, not me.
This is up in the air. This might be a catching chance. It's a G's. He's going to leave it for Narayanan.
Yours.
Probably should have got 2 there, really. As they were having a cup of tea discussing who might want to catch it.
This was not good cricket.
And the G's.
Nobody called for it.
His hair looks like the top of my coffee in the morning.
It's Narayanan and a G's.
Yeah.
And, that is the ECS Classic. You don't put your name on a catch you should take. You get ejected, so he's been moved to square leg.
Yeah, and also, you can't drop what you don't try. So, so what are we up to? 98, 4 balls remaining. Short, misses out. Jans will be upset with that. But I think the reason is they wanted him on strike. That's why I felt they could have got 2.
Yeah,
look
maybe.
at this one. He couldn't climb the ladder here.
Well, it's because he comes so far down the pitch. He's a bit of a master blaster, Jan. 2 6s here from the last 3 balls. Will get him a first ever ECS 50.
It's a long way off, though, at the moment. Naresh Kumar with the ball.
Ooh.
I love that. Back away. Well, I'm going to play games. I can play games. Naresh Kumar just says, I'm not going to bowl it at you.
So you were asking about the robot lawnmower. If I'm sunbathing, am I safe? I mean, firstly, if you're sunbathing in this weather, yeah, that's an interesting choice, but anyway.
Oh, this one, he gets enough of it, I think. And it does get over Maximo. And he gets 6 of them. You mentioned he's eyeing off that 50. It takes him to 45 with 2 balls remaining. It also brings up the 100 for the Rising Stars. They were up to 104 with 2 balls remaining in the innings.
Yep, it's their best score of the tournament so far, and they're only the 3rd team. 3rd occasion, I should say, where a team has made it past the 100 mark. MSC Frankfurt with both of the first 2 times that's happened.
Right, we've got 2 balls left.
I can tell you would be safe.
Go on.
Because it detects movement.
Ah, okay. That's good to know. 2 balls remain. Oh, this one, it's probably very high.
That's surely a no ball. Yep.
And now it could be a run out here. It's actually smart play because they're going to get Jan back on strike.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's all happening. I didn't realise while it was going on. First, let's have a look at this delivery, which is above the waist. Yep. And Jan, he thinks he's just going to settle for 1. But then he thinks, well, you know what? I think we're every chance to get back for a second, or I am anyway. And then you can just keep trotting because that's good team play, really.
Yeah. So Jan now needs 1-4 for his first ever ECS 50. He's got 46 off 18. And he's joined by Javed Khan.
46, and he'll still have...
Does it count as a ball? I thought it would, a no ball if you face it, so it's 46 off 18.
Yeah, it does, but I mean, there's still 2 balls remaining is what I'm saying.
Yes.
So, yeah, he'll... So, I'm going to have to... In the middle of the innings, I'll be... I don't know if Luke's around. I'll be trying to do a vote for the lawnmower, just for everyone in the live chat. Got a few good ones in there. Mr. Lonely was one. Larry or Reggie.
Yep.
Lenny. Lenny Lawnmower.
Yeah.
You got until the end of the innings.
Like the alliterative aspect.
And then I'll get someone who's probably got less on their plate than me to conduct the vote for us. Okay, here we go. So we a free hit. Oh, he gets it. How much does he get? He gets 6. Maximo, 6 runs. And Fahim Jan brings up his 50. And congratulations, his first 50 in ECS cricket.
51 off 18 balls. With 1-4 and 6 sixes. I did warn you that he's their master blaster, their best 6 hitter. Well, he scored 36 of his 51 runs in this innings in 6s. In true Fahim Jan style. Can he hit 1 more to bring it home?
52 off 19, actually. Well, we factor in the other ball. But anyway, we're going to get to the last ball of the innings. Here it is. It's hard. Oh, get your running shoes on, guys. Java doesn't look particularly interested in it. Maybe you can't count to 6 because they're just going to settle for 1, and that's going to be it.
It's a strange finish to the innings.
Well,
if this gets
we've
close.
seen a few strange things today, haven't we? And well, we've seen Arkin Rising Stars. They look like men on a mission after losing that very tight game off the last ball in match 15. They came out, batted with purpose, and they've made 111 off their 10 overs. Well, thanks in part, on large part, innings from Fahim Jan at 53 off 20 deliveries. What a day he's had with the bat.
Yeah, it's a super knock from Fahim Jan, and it's the 2nd highest score of the tournament so far, behind only the 116 for 4 posted by MSC Frankfurt this morning against VfB Gelsenkirchen. It was built on a really good platform. Varun Reddy and Sagar Kataria both got into the 20s. Cheeky flick shot by Kataria. They added 48 in just under 5 overs together. Kataria with that inside-out cover drive for 6. Then again, making room and getting very fortunate. Dropped by Rohit Narayanan there. Probably should have been caught. Varun Reddy went down the ground. Suresh Kumar unable to cut it off. Reddy likes hitting straight. Did so there to good effect. Dropped by his teammate Mohammad Aziz in the batting dugout. Reddy perished here. Caught by Gidalori well off Ayush Sharma. Sharma was on a hat-trick when Sagar Kataria, the wicketkeeper batter, went in similar fashion, caught by Gidalori on the mid-wicket rope. Sriram Gurumurti had Azim Tamorai for a golden duck as Rohit Narayanan finally held on to one and actually held on to a very decent catch.
Plays blade around his sunglasses. Tell you what, you'll love it. There's another good bit of work. This one just popped up over the rope and able to pull it back before it actually touched. Fair enough, right in front of the match referee, so obviously he was happy with it. We did see a bit of a 6-inning bonanza, didn't we, from Fahim Jan, who hit 6 maximos and won 4 in his innings of 53 off only 20 balls. Well, he just rescued things at a time where they'd lost a couple of wickets.
He didn't really...
Yeah.
I was just going to say, he didn't really get much support, Jan. It was very much the Fahim Jan show, that straight 6 smashing into the German Cricket Association sign. But that's where he really likes to go, and it's full on his pads. Those bushes are getting absolutely peppered. Mohammad Aziz darted here for 3 off 6. Yet another catch for Akir Gidalori out of deep mid-wicket, this time off Nikhil Patel. And Fahim Jan went to 39 here. At this point, I mentioned that it was a possibility he could get his 50. That 6 took him on to 45. And this was an interesting moment. So, full toss from the no ball. Jan said, well, I'm going to come back for 2. And it was good from Gulistan Mohammed. He understood that his part was sacrificing himself. Run out for 2 by Naresh Kumar. And then he brought up his 50 in style. You know he brought it up with a 6. It's Fahim Jan we're talking about. And the celebration to match. 53 not out of 20 balls for him. With 1-4. Why hit 4s when you can hit big 6s? And Fahim Jan certainly can hit big 6s. Did so to good effect. So this is a really good total from the Rising Stars. An excellent response to that earlier surprise defeat on the final ball against the Cologne Challengers. Seeking immediate revenge. They are well placed to get it. Good knocks by Reddy and Kataria to sort of set up the innings at the top. Both of them didn't quite go on, but very good cameos. And then it was all about Fahim Jan. Didn't get too much support. He didn't really need it. Carried the innings himself and carried them to the second highest score any team's managed in the 16 matches so far. Very good effort from the Ashen Rising Stars, chasing a 4th victory from 6 in this competition, which will put them in the pole position to finish 2nd in the group. As for the Cologne Challengers, well, this is going to be a big ask for them. The 81 to win that they chased down in match 15 was their best batting effort of the competition. They've got to do a lot better than that to try and win this game. Muthu Subramanian dispatched, as was Naresh Kumar. Both went for 30 plus from their 2 overs. Good tight bowling from Nikhil Patel and Ayush Sharma. Gurumurti also got some tap. So, join us very shortly in 5 minutes or so for the run chase to this match 16. You're watching the European Cricket Network. I'm Michael McCann. Vinny Sandhu's alongside with me. We're looking forward to seeing the Cologne Challengers can pull off a 2nd surprise win of the day against the Ashen Rising Stars, or whether the Rising Stars can confirm their revenge. We'll see you very shortly. Welcome back to the Bayer Erdingen Cricket Ground. These beautiful drone shots showing you this brand new facility. This is the very first time this pitch has been used. It's playing really well. Think of artificial surfaces, they sometimes get a bad rap. This one's got something in it for everybody. And we're getting some cricket that has a good balance between bat and ball. Par this week looks to be around the 90 mark. And the Aachen Rising Stars have posted something that's well above par in this match 15. 113 for 5 they've put on the board against the Cologne Challengers. So in the light green and the black, they're out to defend that. Now both of these teams, in a way, have got a similar incentive in that if they win this match, it gives them an advantage in their effective playoff games tomorrow. So Aachen Rising Stars can get a 4th win from 6, and that will better the VfB Kelsenkirchen boys 3 wins from 6, which means that when those two teams meet for a double-header tomorrow, Aachen will know that just 1 victory from the 2 games will secure their spot in 2nd, and similarly, the Cologne Challengers have 1 win from 5, and if they can win this game, they'll have 2 wins from 6, which will better the Bayer Erdingen Boosters 1 win from 6, which means that when those 2 teams meet tomorrow morning, they will go into it knowing that just 1 victory from those 2 games will secure 4th spot in Group A. I mean, they won't be going home as the first team to do so in this tournament. Get themselves into the quarterfinals, which are later next week. For now, 114 to win for the Challengers. And Ahmed Sherzad, whose first over last time these teams met was very expensive, going for 14. It's going to get us underway again. It was a rare bad over from him. Suryan Gurumurti ready to face. Ajmal Shimwari at the non-striker's end. Going to have to go some to get this target. The Challengers, they've really struggled with the bat in this tournament. The 81 to win that they successfully chased down on the last ball in match 15, which has just gone, was their best batting effort of the tournament. They've got to do a lot better to haul this one in. 2nd highest score of the tournament so far by anyone batting first. Sandhu back alongside me, Michael McCann, for this run chase.
Here's the first ball to reply. Searching delivery by Ahmed Sherzad. Good urgency shown by the Challengers to get through for a single. Got some exciting lawnmower news, Michael. We have a winner, and we didn't even, well, it's the executive decision now. Cosmic Nana's come up with a great one. Maxi Mo.
Oh.
Get it? Maxi, a full name as well. Second name, Maximo Lawnimo.
Oh, God.
Little Maxi. I like that. Looks a little bit like me, really, doesn't it? Fairly.
In what way?
Likes to move. Got a bit about it. Here we go. This one's worked through the offside.
Oh,
it's energetic, never stops moving. Probably makes a lot of sound. Annoys people. Actually. Got a lot in common. Smooth exterior. Functional. What else? Everybody wants it. That to work. But no, probably where the similarities end.
Just don't know what to say to that.
Go on. Maxi, my little Maxi.
More importantly, out there on the
He's
pitch,
feeling quite paternal towards Maxi now. Little Maxi. Keep it. Feel like I need to keep him within my sight. Where's he gone now? Sherzad gets this one through. Beats the bat.
Yeah, he's got his line back. He bowled 3 balls that got cut away and pulled away for 4 by dropping 2 short in his first over when these teams met seemingly moments ago.
Thanks to Cosmic Nano for that suggestion. Dynamic chess with Lawny Mo. We added that one on. That just makes sense. This is a huge complex, though. There's a lot of grass. That's why we only see Maxi now and then. This one comes back. Almost gets one of the gloves, I think.
Yeah, and that's only half the equation, because speaking as someone that's had the privilege of travelling to a few different parts of the world before travel became a thing of the past, it's not just the grass, it gets so much rain, so it grows really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've visibly in a couple of days seen the grass grow here, and they do keep mowing it regularly. Thank goodness.
Shirazad gets on top of this one. And this is a nice shot. It's going to run away for 4. When he gets that bounce, you have to account for it. This is why it's a really good shot by Shinwari. Gets it top of the bounce, throws the hands through it, and rockets away over that outfield for 4. First one of the innings. Nice shot.
7 without loss from 1. And the clever thing about that shot as well is that Sagar Kataria is out. Has set a field, the captain, where, well, he's advised Varun Reddy, just push that man to deep point. And so Shinwari knew that and deliberately hit it in front of square, making sure he got 4 for it. Didn't rock back in the traditional way and cut it. It was sort of a deliberate front foot cut.
7 for no loss after 1 over. Here's Osman Shirzad. Block hole. Yeah, it's a difficult shot to play because you're trying to hit at the top of the bounce, and quite often if you don't hit too square, you don't really catch up with it. And that's why it was a really nice shot.
Now Osman's been the star of this tournament for the Rising Stars. His last, if you pardon the terrible accidental pun, 3 innings with the ball yesterday and today. He's been their best bowler in every one.
This one, it's not going to carry. Ahim Jan's on the move. He does well, but he won't prevent it too. That's good running from the batsman.
So, Osman Shahzad yesterday against the Boosters took 1 for 15, then 3 for 4. And today against the Challengers took 2 for 11. And all bowling in the power play or at the death.
Yes, Shahzad. Hit down the pitch. More work for Fahim Jan. This time I think he'll probably keep it to a single. The reason here is that the non-striker had to wait till the ball got past the stumps really before they could take off. For that reason, we'll just get a single. That's nice work by Fahim Jan. Despite spending a lot of energy in his half-century, still running around and doing a good job for his team, the Rising Stars.
Yeah, his 53 off 20. Let's put him in pole position to win player of the match for the 2nd time in this tournament.
Goes over cover again. This time it's going to plug. He'll probably come back for a second. Gautam Muhammad did well. We'll get back for 2. Haven't we seen the challengers scrambling between the wickets so far this afternoon, Michael?
I think what you mean to say is Rohit Narayanan's batting partners scrambling between the wickets and often being run out. I've never seen anything quite like that. Ran out 4 of his own partners. And once you've done that,
he's a hero.
You've got to win the game because if you don't, you're probably going to need to find a new team to play for. And he just about saw it home. Hit 50, well, not quite 50, 45 of 29, pardon me.
Yeah, well, you know what, Kataria. Not sure what he's got in his ears. But I tell you what, sometimes he hears things that don't exist. I don't think there was an edge there. He's missed that one by a fair bit.
He's missed that by miles.
Just inside the wide line, according to the umpire. Fair enough. One's around the line. Don't mind giving the umpires a call on those ones. This one's worked away on the offside.
Yeah, but already such an unforgiving required run rate. It's already up above 2 a ball.
It is. That's the end of the 2nd over. So we've had a pair of 7s. It's not the greatest starting hand in poker. It's not the greatest starting hand either when you're chasing this many for victory. After 2 overs, it's 14 for no loss.
But it's also 2 power play overs gone where you can only have 2 men outside that circle. So that so often presents more boundary scoring opportunities that haven't necessarily been taken. So as they always do, I'd like to have 3 different... Oh, no. Change of plans. Ahmed Shahzad's going to bowl out at the top. This is bold.
Again, this is cut away by the men in the circle. Well, Chaser's going to be on. Again, it's going to pull up. I'll just get 2.
Now, Ahmed Shahzad, in every single game throughout this tournament, of their 5 so far, has always bowled 1 at the top and 1 at the death. He was set to bowl later on there. They were going to go with Fahim Jan. Just at the last moment, Jan threw the ball to Ahmed Shahzad and said, yeah, it's not me. Change your plan.
Pitched up this time. Nice looking shot. If he hits, he might be in trouble here. He would have been gone. I don't mind that though. It's a calculated risk. I'm probably going to hit less than 20% of the time from that location. Had to hit him. One stump to aim at.
Yeah, and given where the game is at, I think they have to start taking on runs like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Swing and miss. Yeah, the footwork's not quite there. It's a difficult one. In one sense, you want to give yourself enough room to play the shot. And if you get across, you can sometimes get yourself in a muddle with the ball angling into you. But if you get across, you do open up that leg side. And there are some gaps out there. It's probably a good delivery, I think.
Now, I know it sounds like I'm saying this after the event, and I realise I kind of am.
That's
yeah,
fine.
it's all right.
Yeah.
Just on the angle. Have they missed a trick here by not sending Rohit Narayanan straight out again?
Good question. I'll give you my thoughts in a second. He's up in the air. Well, he might be in before you know it. Oh, he's put it down. Oh, it's Varun Reddy. He doesn't draw that many catches at all. And this one, he's just clanged it. Let's have a look at this. Shahzad draws the false shot. Again, couldn't get on top of the bounce. It was the top edge. Flew up in the air and did everything right, except catch it. Wow. And that's the effort ball from Shahzad, who's annoyed. Tell you what, you could hear the thwack, couldn't you? That bounced out of Reddy's hands.
Yeah, he was furious there, Shahzad. Shahzad finishes with none for 11 off his 2, and he will, like any good fast bowler who's had an easy catch dropped off their bowling, shuntering about that for the rest of the innings.
Captain can't be that annoyed because it's the captain. What are you going to say? Anyway, yep, 3 overs down, 18 for no loss. And look, despite not losing wicket, they are well behind the 8 ball. 13.71 required. You can see here, it's only a little town compared to the skyscrapers we saw from the Rising Stars. And, well, Javed Khan is coming into the attack. He's not the quickest bowler. He's normally pretty accurate, but you know what you're going to get from Javed Khan. Let's see if the challengers can start putting a couple over the boundary because they need to. Here's the 4th over. Tries. Oh, I think this might be out. It is. He's gone.
Oh, what clever wicket keeping from Kataria. He was so alert to the situation.
Are you kidding me? So there's the back stumping. I think it was. Look at that. Gone. Yep. Good decision from the umpire. And Shinwari's got to go. The things you see. The thing is, Javed Khan, once you see the batsman moving down the wicket, you can almost move as a keeper a little bit closer because the ball doesn't really get through. And, well, the old stumping back. Why not? This is European cricket. That's the first wicket down. It's 18 for 1.
Yeah, it's good alertness by Kataria. And the thing is, even when Shinwari turned and tried to ground his bat wasn't actually in the crease, so wasn't even really close to saving himself there. And now, here comes the man of the moment, Rohit Narayanan, a match-winning 45 not out against this very same opposition in match 15. Now, what's he got for us in game 16?
Here's Javed Khan. Oh, this one's proper Gundy ball. Big appeal and he's gone. Well, the batsman cannot believe this. And, well, it's an appeal. There might have been a noise. Let's have a look and see if you see any daylight. And you see here, it just obviously felt like there was a little something on that.
Did look like maybe the ball changed direction a bit as it passed the
we'll
bat.
have a look here. I mean, it's very difficult to tell. I mean, it is close. Have a look at here. And there's just absolutely no way to know if there's a little
Yeah, we can't really
touch
tell.
on this or not. The umpire said there was. And for that reason, instead of a wide, it's a wicket.
And he's on
That
a
one
hat
hurts.
trick.
He's on a hat trick with a proper
It's-
Gundy ball.
It's a strange hat trick if he gets it, isn't it? It starts with a stumping, which is more credit to Sega Kataria than Javed Khan in truth. And then that, well, not exactly the most traditional of dismissals. You're always unlucky as a batter when you're caught down the leg side. Never mind when it's not entirely certain whether Rohit Narayanan hit it. Now Ayush Sharma's got to face the
Okay.
strangest hat-trick
Maybe
ball
the
ever.
hat-trick will be falls over onto his stumps. Here we go.
Hit wicket.
Hat-trick ball. Oh, good seed. That was a really good seed.
It's a great ball to Sharma. He's lucky not to
It's
nick
too
this.
good. Look at this one. It's done everything. Show me this one from behind the umpire's hat. Oh, look at this one. Oof.
Wow. Good take from Kataria.
He's bowled one absolute trash ball that's got a wicket. He's bowled and Peach that hasn't got a wicket. This Javed Khan. This one's whacked back. One has to scramble out the way. I'll just get a single here. I mean, that one, the second one, only the batsman will know, really, if he got a little glove on it or not. Umpire obviously heard a noise, maybe thought he saw something. That's fair enough, but it's very difficult to tell even from the replays.
Well, that is
a Nico or anything like that.
It's a new one to me,
Hot
that
spot.
sequence of events.
This one they want to run. He thinks about throwing, but there's no one really backing up, so he holds on to it, just eats it.
You always see new things in the ECS. I think
Yeah.
that's the first time I've ever seen a bowler be on a hat-trick, and the ball they bowl for the hat-trick ball is significantly better than either of the two balls they bowled beforehand. And yet that's the ball that doesn't take the wicket.
Yeah,
That's cricket for
true.
you.
That's cricket. So true. Well, poor Rohit Narayanan going first ball after he was a hero in the last game. And, well, this game looks like it's going to be hard work. The way things are going at the moment for the challengers. It's always funny, isn't it? As we get to the end of the fourth over. Well, ECC's coming up. This is going to be one of our premier tournaments this year. Before that, we've got more cricket coming your way from various locations around Europe. And Germany's one of them. That's where we're at the moment. They'll be at Kiel. And that is fairly close to the Danish border up in the north of the country. Just about an hour or so from the border. So who knows? Might even hitchhike across on the weekend. That's how close it is to Denmark. And we'll be in Malta coming up from the 14th of June. And then 28th of June in England. That's the series we're all looking forward to. We've got plenty of other locations we're looking at the moment. We'll get the Netherlands and Sweden as well before ECC. This one's in the air, but it's going to be away from the fielder, Javed Khan. It'll just be a single. Yeah, I've never been to Denmark, so maybe I'll get the day off. Thinking about maybe popping across.
Got another brain teaser as the Cologne challengers continue to struggle with the bat. Well, got another brain teaser for our viewers about the ECS in England.
All right. Well, get the drum roll ready for you then, Michael. Here's the next ball. Banerjee. Gets called a wide.
So we've already talked about the fact that we might see grass wickets for the first time in the ECS. And also, if England keeps making the kind of progress that it's making, they're crowded.
Yeah.
Now, as a run-off of those things, there's another thing
Oh, here we go.
I think we might see.
Don't
for
make
the
me
first time.
thinking match for us. We're normally talking about food. Any food chat?
Let us know in the chat. Can you think of what it might be?
Swing and a miss. Okay, so you're saying that we probably have turf pitches.
Yep.
Well, we're not positive on that yet. Then
Likely.
likely have crowds. So what's another
Decent
thing that'll
chance
be
of
at
crowds.
new?
Yeah,
Is
it's along those themes.
Is
It's
it
not
hugs?
something obscure.
Is it hugs? Celebrations?
Yeah.
Oh, I think now.
Actual proper
I'm on.
celebrations.
I'm on. Here we go. It's hit. But how well is it hit? That's the question. It's actually hit straight. It's hit very well. 4 runs. Well, they need something from somewhere, don't they? And Gurumurthy, he's one that's promised but hasn't quite delivered with the bat so far in this series. This is a nice shot down the ground for 4.
Now that's, of course, again, conditions dependent. Please don't take that from me that that's a guarantee definitely going to happen, because 2 months is a long time at the moment. A lot can change.
He's hit hard, but hit straight at the fielder. Gulistan Mohammed, well, he's got glue pots for hands. And he holds on to an excellent catch. Gurumurthy, just when he looked like he was getting going, he's hit this one. I tell you what, these are dropped more often than they're taken, because it was hit so hard, right off the middle. But then Gulistan Mohammed, safe pair of hands. He pouches it, and it's the 3rd wicket down with the score at 27.
Yeah, that's a great take. And the only batter to get into double figures has to depart. Gurumurthy gone for 14 off 15. So Aya Sharma needs a new partner, and it is Akil Gidaluri. Now, much like half of the Cologne Challengers team, you can probably guess how he got out in his first bat of the tournament against the Achin Rising Stars. Any ideas, Vin?
Go on.
I was run out by Rohit Narayanan.
Yeah. That was a fair chance of that. Fair chance of that. And a quick one in the chat. We're talking about should stumpings go to the bowler? Well, I think they should, and there's a reason. It's forcing the batsman to an error or capitalising on an error from the batsman. So, and should stumpings count off wides? Another thing. Sometimes it's a clever tactic to bowl a wide to beat the batsman and get his wicket. So that's why it's wide isn't necessarily as big a sin as a no ball. That's why, Steve, I think that I'm pro keeping stumpings off no balls to stumpings off wides in the rules, I should say. The one which always, when I was a kid, I never quite understood how court went to the bowler, but now I do understand. I'm a bit older. Because some of the courts, they're on the boundary. I said, well, why does the bowler get credit for this? You should give it to the fielder. Didn't seem to make sense. The one that still gets me occasionally is that hit wicket goes to the bowler, but sometimes that's because of good bowling.
Because you bowled a good bouncer, say.
Yeah. But sometimes it's just because the batsman falls onto his wickets. But I guess that's cricket, I guess. This one's in the air, and it's going to get over Osman Shirzad. What sort of bounce is it going to take? Oh, he's taking his time. Nutmegs himself. Going to probably just get the 2 here. Yeah, so hit wicket. I've only taken 1 wicket hit wicket in my life. I've never been out hit wicket. Has anyone in the chat been out hit wicket before? See this one. Nice stop there. It takes us to the end of the over. After 5, it's 30 for 3. Have you ever been out hit wicket, Michael?
No, I haven't, no. Just coming back to stumpings.
Go on.
You can get some, though. I don't think it's unfair to say where the keeper's played a lot more of a role.
Oh, yeah.
Than the... So, I mean, it was... And I'm not saying this... I'm saying this only because it's relevant to the discussion. I got one on Saturday that I was really happy with.
Here we go.
So, opening batter...
Michael's in the frame now for that England ECC team on the back of his stumping. Tell us all about it, Michael.
So, sort of medium pacer. I'm about 3 or 4 yards back.
Oh, hold
just
on a second.
Quick enough that I can't stand up.
Wow.
But you're kind of
Losing
close,
a lot
but
of
you
respect already.
You got to remember you're playing on a horrible muddy grass cricket,
Okay,
so you can't stand up with too much confidence unless someone's. You can also trust them not to throw it down the leg, because if they do, you're in a bit of trouble. Come
back to this. Here's Jarvid. He's a magic man. Oh, another one pops off the pitch. Okay, so you got a stumping from 3 or 4 yards back, did you?
So he was batting with 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Changed his mind, batted to both feet out the crease. And the first ball he did went straight through him, sort of underarmed it, got him out. And we were ribbing our opening bowler, Tom Williams, about, we put it in the book as run out. And we put it in the book as run out. And he was sort of like adamantly, obviously it was a stumping.
A couple of errors there. Firstly, I had a bit of a rule that I made when I was probably 21 or 22, is that I never underarmed at the stumps from back.
So what you'd over
because it's village. No, I mean, unless it was like a one-dayer and they're actually trying to run, but to try and sneaky stump the batsman.
So how would you do it? You'd over on?
No, I just wouldn't throw it at the stumps because it's village. It's like proper village. Come back to this in a second. This one's dragged on the leg side. Because you think as a keeper, you're so smart, you're going to like stump this guy, and then he just turns around and puts his bat in.
But he didn't, and I got him out.
Yeah, I know, but it's still village. It's really.
You do realise we are literally playing village cricket.
I've just seen it there with Kataria, but it's proper village when you, because
not all of us are Australian international keepers, Vinny.
Yeah, but if you should be up to the stumps to stump them, if you're good enough. But I mean, again, I'm not against it, but I just personally. Ethical choice. I wouldn't do it. Because the amount of times...
I just enjoyed your response of that's village. It's like, well, yes, this is village cricket.
Well, I know you play village, but that is village. You're a perfect example. Because all that happens at a higher level of cricket, you do that, is everyone's annoyed at you going, what are you doing? And then we have to fix up the stumps. And of course, the batsman's just going to put his bat back in his crease as soon as he sees you do it. Well, I have seen it a couple of times come off, but I still think it's village.
Yeah, 4th team cricket, there's no guarantee that someone's going to make sure they put their bat back. And thankfully for me, didn't get it back in time.
Speaking of scoring errors, I'll tell you the weirdest stumping I ever got. You just said that you got that one that you scored as run out should have been stumped. Well, here's one. I'll tell you after this ball.
Well, we got it changed eventually, but we wanted to sort of wind up the ball.
Got it back, did you?
We wanted to... No.
This is a nice hook shot, but he's found the man, and he just volleyballs it away. Now, it's the sort of set that you might see on a Brazilian beach. And instead, he does save the boundary. Have a look at this. I'll tell you what, if I was near him, I would have spiked this one. Up it went. Bang! Anyway, Mohamed Aziz does save some runs. It's the end of the over. It's 35 for 3 after 6. Yeah, no, the weirdest stumping I ever got was one that shouldn't have been given stumped. It actually hit the batsman on the thigh pad, and it went round. And I ran about 10, 15 metres round, like inside the circle. I was keeping back. Then I ran the non-striker out, and someone put it down as stumped. This is still at a fairly decent level of cricket. This is when I was probably 17 or 18, still my way up, but the non-striker was given out stumped, and they said, well, no one ever touched it except the keeper. So the bowler still, he couldn't believe his luck. So, I mean, that's just plain wrong. And that is the weirdest stumping I ever got, I think. Did change it. Here's Banerjee coming to the attack. And, well, straight away, it's pretty good lofted cover drive. Gulistan Mohammed is good fielder. He's going to get back, but he won't prevent the 2. 2 more to the total. It doesn't look like this is getting a bit out of hand now for the challengers.
No, so in our case, when we were filling in the scorecard at the end of the game to tease the bowler, Tom Williams, we were putting it in as run out and saying, that was a run out. And he was there saying, no, I drew him out, when he didn't really have a lot to do with what happened. It was some dozy batting, and it's nice to capitalise on it.
Energy pitches up. Again, they've got some protection here.
But like all great cricket stories, even the ones that are brief, nice personal moments, it is a game of great tragedy. And it goes without saying, we lost the game by 3 runs. So it was all completely pointless. In terms.
Sorry to hear that, mate. I mean,
oh, dear.
Win some, lose some. Both these teams are finding that out this afternoon. He pins his ear back on this. This is probably plug. Or is it going to have enough to go to the boundary? It does. Yeah. It's going to be 4. Well, Ayush Sharma, he only knows one way. This is it. Head in the clouds. That's where the ball went. And in the end, yeah, 1 bounce. And across the line for 4. So
now there is something to play for here for the Cologne Challengers and the Achin Rising Stars, even though the game itself looks pretty much dead as anything.
Mm-hmm.
Net run rate's going to be really important tomorrow now.
Yeah.
Really important.
Could be.
We could get some really tight. So as things stand, the Cologne Challengers and the Bayer Erdogan Boosters, they're both going to have 1 win from 6. So if they split their games tomorrow, that's going to be a net run rate situation.
On the work down the wicket. Going to hustle for 2 here. Good throw. Might have him in trouble. Goes the hard end. I'll tell you what. Really close.
Direct hit, he was out. Saga Kataria was no way going to take the bails off.
Yeah,
no chance.
Had to be direct. You see there. It comes out. He wasn't even in the frame, was he? It was the harder throw. Ahmed Shirzad just holding his shoulder. Just had to throw that across his body. It's a very difficult throw, but at any rate, things still rocking along here. Easy for the Stars at the moment. It's a nice shot, though. How far has this one gone? I think it's gone all the way. Maximo! 6 runs. Brings up the 50. There's Sharma. Well, he's taken a while getting going. Said he has had enough practice swings today. This one does get over point for 6.
Yeah, and it's comfortably his best innings of the tournament so far. Hadn't got into double figures in his previous 5 knocks, but he has 19 off 11. Small crumbs of comfort. That's what they've got to try and get here, Cologne, as they build into these big matches tomorrow morning against the Boosters.
Last ball, the 7th over. Well, he gets plenty of this as well, but it's probably higher than it is long. Gulistan Mohammed's hunting it. He's just going to pitching wedge in the outfield, and they will get back for 2. It'll finish the 7th over. It's 52 for the loss of 3 wickets. Now, take you into tomorrow, and you're mentioning how important net run rate might be, Michael, because we do have some interesting matchups tomorrow that might have a big bearing on the final standings in the group.
Well, not might. They definitely will. So the first one is a playoff to basically stay in the tournament. And it's going to be the Bayer Erdogan Boosters against the Cologne Challengers. 2 matches back-to-back. They both have 1 win from 6. But the Cologne Challengers' net run rate is a lot worse than the Bayer Erdogan Boosters. Talking about a difference of about 2. Which, without meaning to overcomplicate things, that's a big difference. So they're probably going to have to win both games against the Boosters, or they're going to have to absolutely wallop them once and get beaten very narrowly.
Yeah, good observation. Here's Safi Khan with the ball. Back away for a single. Yeah, some fascinating matchups tomorrow. Just go back to England though, Michael. You were mentioning what will we see in England we haven't seen before. There's quite a few good ones in the chat as well. Steve McVeigh said streakers. Hopefully not. It's too cold for that.
Yeah, hopefully not, yep.
A bar, maybe.
Well,
Tea, I've got more. Tea and scones. Polite applause.
I have some inside info on a few of those things.
Here we go. Proper teas. That'll be all right. And here they're going to go for 2 here. Good throw. We'll have him in big trouble. Oh, I think Qatari got that. He may have still had time to run him out. Let's have a look at this one. It wasn't the easiest one. These ones, you just got to tell yourself you have to catch him, but you can see it was the low bounce that did him. Didn't really know how high it was going to bounce.
So we have got to a point now where in the English domestic club season, tees are back. That's a big highlight of last Saturday.
Now, why bother playing if there's no tees?
Because last summer was strange. You know, it gets to tea, everyone sits apart, sits in their car, sits here, sits there. Everyone was back, able to have some tea outside, provided by our host.
Just disinfect the scones before you ate them or something like that?
No, I think it was just sensible precautions. But you can get a plate, sit outside together, which was fantastic.
Oh, it's high. It's going to be called a no ball. Let's have a look at this one. Again, nothing intended there. I think from Safi Khan was just trying to go full. But this is 2 full. Good call by the umpire. I know how I feel about those. If they're even close, they should be called.
Yeah, because if you get out from one of those, it can really spoil a game if someone gets out from one that should have been called.
Exactly right.
And as the batter, you only ever get one chance. It's the brutality of cricket.
Not always the case in the ECS, though.
True.
Here's Safi Khan. Free hit. Oh, big Gundy ball. But where's it gone? I'll come back for 2. It's a good hustle by Gidaluri. It was pretty high as well.
Yeah, I think this one was close to being back-to-back no balls.
Felt like this one was... Let's have a look. Yeah,
No,
I think it was...
okay.
That one's probably fine because he does kind of crouch down to play it.
And he's batting out of his crease too.
Yeah.
It's got to be the batter's natural stance within their crease.
So anyway, we'll get a few runs there, but doesn't want this game's gone, doesn't it? Run rate is important though, as you mentioned. Get as many as possible. Well, tries the old rampage. Doesn't get much. Get some pad onto the face of the bat.
Yeah, their net run rate's already a lot worse than the Boosters. They're obviously not going to get any net run rate benefit from winning game 15 on the final ball. So we see that audacious scoop attempt. So it's a question of limiting the further damage. For the Rising Stars, net run rate isn't really as important. And there's a reason for that. So the Rising Stars are about to get their 4th win from 6. That's going to put them in a superior position to Gelsenkirchen, who have 3 wins from 6. So net run rate is actually irrelevant in their pair of games tomorrow, which are effectively a second place playoff. All the Rising Stars will need to do is win one of those matches, and they're there.
Yeah, well, have all those permutations for you tomorrow as well. Make sure you tune in. This one's going nowhere. Safi Khan had to avoid it. He spikes it. Yeah, I remember earlier he stepped on the caught and bowl chance. This time he thought he might go for it, then he thought he might get a run out. Well, he didn't either well, but he did bowl a pretty good over. The 8th over goes for 9. The score now 61 for 3 after 8. And well, just a reminder to let you know that, well, got some good news that Fahim Jan will be joining us for an interview straight after this game for his powerful innings of 53 of 20 balls. Here's our Strath power player of match 16. Thanks to Strath. And if everyone ready, we'll have a bowl here in the 9th. Why not? Something for the captain.
Yeah, they like coming for a chat with us, don't they, the Rising Stars players?
Yeah. He's probably got a bit jealous. Qatari got to go last night, so I said, yeah, can have a chat to us, no problem.
Yeah, 28 of 16 in match 15. 53 of 20, as you mentioned, in match 16. It's only the 4th individual 50 of this competition. We've seen some ECSs that have been very bat dominated. Not here yet. The past score this week probably around about 90.
Yeah, I'd say so. Something like 85 even, I'd probably say. It's down the leg side. I think it's going to be a wide. It's actually not going to be a wide at all. I don't know what I'm saying. It's got,
I was a bit confused. I didn't want to...
Yeah, it's this. Sometimes they like to make up rules. I thought that missed his pad. Ball was in the way of me. That's right. This one is going nowhere. Now, without Narayan in there, these batsmen aren't going to run themselves out. At the moment, 62 for 3. What a game. What a game that was. Like a match 15. But, you know, one thing I often say is that, you know, they've had 1 win, 1 loss here, the Challengers, and because they've lost badly in this game, they'll probably go away feeling a bit flat. But if you reversed the games, let's say you had this game first and the first game second with the big win, they'd walk out all up and about, wouldn't they? They'd go home feeling pretty good about themselves. Just be a single out demon wicket.
Yeah, there's a name for that phenomenon and I've forgotten about it. It basically relates to the fact that your mind disproportionately remembers what has just happened. It's why when I used to play the violin and I'd play at musical competitions, my teacher would always try and ensure I was one of the last people to play.
Yeah, recency bias you're talking about.
That's it, yep.
Here we go. This one's up. Yeah, no, it's not going to go for a boundary. Probably should get 2 here. John, the man we'll be speaking to, fires it in, but it is 2 runs.
Yeah, and look, the Cologne Challengers have shown more from them today than we'd seen in their first 4 games. Formed back in 2013, they've always been living in the shadows of the much more illustrious city rivals Cologne CC.
This one's just going to drop safely again. They'll walk through for another one.
They've never even made it into the quarterfinals of the state T20 competition. They came into this tournament as rank underdogs, so to even win a game was quite something, and you could see how much it meant to them when they celebrated the first time when Narayanan hit that 6, and then how much it meant to them when they celebrated the second time off the final ball of the innings. After a bit of confusion meant they thought they'd won the game.
End of the 9th over, 66 for 3. Yeah, how was that? I mean, that was a nuts finish, really. We've seen some crazy things, but, I mean, trying to keep up with these things in real time.
Now, this is peculiar. Srinivas Naresh Kumar's coming out.
He could be retiring out. Could be retiring out. I think, yeah, it must be a retired out situation. And he's giving someone else a bat and said, look, you know, I've had a go. Fair's fair. Get Naresh Kumar out there. Yeah, so that's exactly what they're doing. Ayush Sharma is actually retiring out. He's saying, well, that's actually really unselfish play.
Yeah.
I mean, in one sense, I know they want to get their net run rate as high as possible, but he's saying, you know, I've had a bat, and I want you to have a bat as well. And so we saw Srinivas Naresh Kumar go for a golden duck. At least this gives him a bit of practice going into tomorrow. He's going to be facing Safi Khan. First ball of the 10th over. Well, we won't be able to get near this one. Yeah, so I mean, I like to see things like that. I think that just shows the team orientation of these Koln Challengers.
And you could need Srinivas Naresh Kumar in a key situation tomorrow in these effective playoff games against the Bayer Erdingen Boosters. So it's an understandable decision.
Well, tell you what, looking at Naresh Kumar's batting, he might need the practice. I mean, he's been very good with the ball. He's got very good hands in the field, but his batting hasn't really clicked yet.
Yeah, it's really difficult coming after 9 months of lockdown, not really being able to train much, and suddenly you're in a pressure situation.
This one, we'll get a run. So, I don't know if that builds confidence or not, but he does get a run here on the 3rd ball. So they're going to fall a bit short here. A similar kind of score, just a few short of what they scored in the last match. Chasing down the 81 off the very last ball of match 15, the Challengers. This one, inside edge. Get your running shoes on, guys. There's one of them.
Yeah, they're going to settle at 2. It looks like Kataria does well to come across. Just coming back to England, there is a chance by the time we get to those 3 weeks of July that England will be in such a good place the rate it's going. based on road maps, etc., that the players will not have to socially distance on the field, and that could be a fantastic whole new dynamic to the thing.
Sounds good. That's a slow ball. That's really slow. And Naresh Kumar's slow. The keeper's not really slow, but inaccurate. Kataria, he could have had 9 stumps to aim at then. He probably would have missed them all. Look at this one. So Naresh Kumar, he's getting some value, isn't he, here? Move up to 71 the score now. 2 deliveries remaining. Oh, he gets this one good. Wow, how's that? Naresh Kumar, bang, bang, Maximo. 6 off the penultimate ball of the day. That takes them up to walking 6, 77. And they look to be getting pretty close to what they scored in the last game. I guess the difference here, the Koln Challengers, they're just chasing a lot more runs.
Yeah, that's going to build some confidence in him. Just returning to that point. Think of how much it's going to add to the drama and the excitement when these players can celebrate those huge match moments without having to keep to the very strict, understandable regulations in place.
Here's the last ball, match 16, or is it? Probably be a wide. He's getting plenty of practice, isn't he, Kataria? This will be, oh no, it's leg bias actually. Flicks off the pad, and so that'll be it. And just stick around if you like, because we will see Fahim Jan. Ask him a few questions straight after the highlights in just a minute or two. And if you do have any questions for Fahim Jan, please put them in the chat. ECN European Cricket Network. Thanks for your company. Reminder, we'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. GMT, which is 9 o'clock in Central Europe. It's 12:30 p.m. in India. And it's certainly been wonderful to have your company. And there's still a little bit of entertainment to come. We've got some highlights and then that interview with Hakan Rising Stars superstar Fahim Jan. He was excellent today. Let's just go back and look at some of the highlights. And well, chasing 114 for victory. It was the Koln Challengers. Couldn't really get going early. That one was spilled, but Hakan Rising Stars, for the most part, they took a lot of their opportunities. They made some where there weren't any. That was Kataria. The old back stumping, village as it might be, was effective. And well, he certainly caught Shinwari napping. And this one, yeah, maybe just a little touch on that from Narayan, and he couldn't believe it. It just got a fingernail on it. That first ball, again, he couldn't believe it. Thought he might get a wide. He acted cool. The umpire was all over it. Well, he had to go. Disappointment. Your luck can change in the space of one game. They tried hard, didn't they? But they're just never really in the hunt with those wickets. And there were some bright moments, but also Gulstan Mohammed, such a good catch-up. Again, there were only 3 fours, 2 maximos in the innings. And, well, Mohammed Aziz having a bit of fun down there at flying leg. He sliced away, but ultimately this rate was spiralling out of control. In the end, 78 they would score. They fell 35 runs short of where they needed to be. Despite only losing 3 wickets. 4 in the end if you include the retired out. And, well, I mentioned to you guys that we have 4 matches every day, Mondays to Saturdays, in the Fanco European Cricket Series. And it's always great to have your company. And we do have a bit of a special treat coming your way. And just getting ready now for a word. See there, 78 for 3 in the end. 4 if you include the retired out. Here's Sharma. But right now we have a word with, eventually, we'll have a word with, there we go, Fahim Jan. And Fahim, just want to say welcome to the show and well done on your performance today. And look, it must have been disappointing for you to lose that first match, but you certainly came back strongly in the second match to win that last game of the day against the Challengers.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, it was a little bit unlucky for us for the first game. We played actually well. We had a plan to just go 100 plus, but actually in the middle hours we didn't go well. So, but yeah, it was a nice game, and but we come back very strongly and had a nice game, second game.
And look, your performance was amazing today. Across the two innings, you scored 81 off 36 balls, so going well over to a ball. And that last innings, your first half century ever in the ECS, hitting 6 sixes and a 4 on the way to 53 not out of 20 balls. How does it feel to hit sixes in front of so many people? What is it like to have so many people watching your games?
Well, it feels really well, and I had a lot of fun out there. And as I said, we had a plan to score 100 plus, or actually to make the big total of the tournament. And yeah, I had a lot of fun, and it was really nice out there.
Well, we've got a question from one of our viewers as well. Dynamic Chess in the live chat said, my question to Fahim Jan. He wants to know, having beaten the top team yesterday, MSC Frankfurt, how much of a confidence booster was it, and what was the team talk like after that win?
Well, we actually discussed, it's a part of the game to win or lose the game. And we discussed, don't just put your heads up, and we will come back strongly. And that's what we did. And the boys did really well, and we are very happy.
And I know that you guys have 2 more group matches, and you'll be playing tomorrow afternoon against VfB Gelsenkirchen. And that is going to be really a race to determine who finishes second. How much importance do you have on securing that second spot tomorrow?
Well, it's a really important game for us tomorrow, and we are well prepared. And actually, yes, we are planning to win the both of games to be on the second on the group. Yeah, so we will have more discuss with the guys, and we'll prepare them. And yeah, we are looking forward for the tomorrow games.
And we didn't see you bowling in that last game. How's your bowling going? And do you think perhaps we'll see you getting the ball tomorrow?
Yes, actually that was our plan, just to try out with some other bowlers and to check them, so how they are doing. And that's actually the plan, to just prepare them for the next games. So that's why I didn't bowl, and we just gave them the chance to bowl.
Yes. Well, look, finally, I know there's so many people watching all around the world. We've got one more question. Luke Belgium has a question saying, is there any ground that you would like to play at if you were given the chance anywhere around the world? What's your favourite cricket ground you'd like to play at if you had the opportunity?
It will be really pleasure to play on England grounds, and they are really good grounds. And actually my favorite ground is Perth, Australia, so it will be really nice to play some days there.
Oh, that's my home ground, so if you ever come to Perth, we'll get you on the whacker if you like.
Thank you, of course, yeah, sure. Anytime when I get chance, of course, sure, why not?
It's a very bouncy pitch, very much like this. Well, Dynamic Chess says thanks, good game, and thanks for answering his question. And also Luke says thank you very much for answering his question. Finally, of course, so many people watching this right now all around the world. Is there anyone that you'd like to say hello to, Fahim, after your great performance?
Yes, well, I would say thanks to all of the viewers that they support us through all these tournaments, and we are enjoying this tournament as well. So it's actually our first time to be live on game, so we are really enjoying it, and it's a really nice atmosphere here. The guy enjoying it very well, and it's been really great. And we thank you for all the management guys, and it's really been great games so far.
Thanks so much. Well, you can be very proud of yourself and very proud of your team, Arkan Rising Stars, being one of the revelations this week, and we wish you all the best for your remaining matches and for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much. Actually, I would just have a message for our captain, which actually he couldn't make to come to play with us. Actually, our basically captain, Mubashir Anayat. So we congratulate him and for the both of